Hello my dear students, I am Syed here from CivilSoft. So today we would be going through STAT. So to start with, let's understand the coordinate system in STAT first. So in STAT, X is towards your right, Z is towards you and Y is upwards. So if this is a building, then in that building X is towards the right, Z is towards you and Y is upwards. So to understand STAT in a better way, what we'll do is we'll try to solve a very simple problem. So this is the first problem. We have a continuous beam with the UDL and a point load. We'll try to model this in STAT and see what are the results we get. So to start with, let's go to STAT and click on new project, select space. So all the time you need to select space. If you know how to work in space, you'll be able to work in all other options. So file name, file name we'll give it as project1. And the location where the file is going to be saved, by default this is what it's selected, 10 meters kilonewton. Click on next, click on next and click on yes, and by default add beam option is selected. Click on finish. Okay, so when you open STAT, you will get a grid system like this. So this is your X and this is your Y. So this grid is nothing but the elevation of the building. Anyway, when we start working on any building, we work on the foundation plane. So the foundation plane is nothing but plane XZ. This is plane X and Z. So here in STAT it is showing X and Y plane, but we want XZ plane. So to change that, click on edit and go to XZ plane and click on OK. So we need further more changes. So I'll go back to that edit. So you can change the plane here. We have changed it to XZ. And then let's see what is the length of the beam so that we can determine what graph or what grid size we need. So the length of the beam here is 6 meters plus 3 plus 2. So total length here is 11 meters. And the grid size what we have in STAT by default it is 10 by 10. But we need a bigger grid. So you can change it here. See, I can increase or decrease the size of the grid here. So I select 11 meters. I can have a bigger grid also, not a problem. And the 0, 0, 0 is nothing but the coordinates of the origin. By default it is 0, 0, 0. And then if you need any angle for the plane, by default we have it is 0. So we don't need any angle. It has to be a flat plane. So we have kept it 0. And then you can just click on OK now. Then the beam, the first beam what we have is from 0 to 6 and then from 6 to 11. You don't have to break the beam at the point loads. Beam length will be from support to support, like 0 to 6 and 6 to 11. You don't have to break here like 6 to 9 and then 9 to 11. You don't have to do this. Directly you can take it as 6 to 11. Then I can click on 0, 0 to 6, 6 to 11. And press escape. Now we have drawn from 0 to 6 and 6 to 11. So if I want to draw again, I'm not able to draw. See, I can just click and draw again. So if I have to draw again, I'll click on the snap node and again start back drawing. Again I can click on 0 to 6, 6 to 11. I press escape, I'm out of drawing. I cannot draw further. So if you want to go back to drawing mode, click on this snap node option and start off. I'll press escape now and I'll hit Ctrl Z to undo what I have done here. So now I've just drawn two beams of length 0 to 6 and 6 to 11. After I've done this, let's understand some commands here in STAT. So to start with, we have two columns here, setup and this. First we have option setup. Under setup we have job, and then we have geometry. Under geometry we have all these options, and then under general this options. Under analysis we have this options. Again we have this option. So basically the second column comes under the first column. So if you go to setup, you will get job. If you go to geometry, you will get this options, general, this options, analysis, this options, and then under design, this options. So we'll go to first option, setup. Under setup, the option what we get is jobs. So here under job, you need to enter this details, that is job name, who's the client, what is the job number assigned to this, how many revisions you have done or which revision part it is, and then the references, from which project you are getting the references, and all that. Mostly many people don't use this option. This will be used only if you are generating a report from stat. Most of us don't do any of most of us don't use this option. What we do is we just go to file and save it with a particular name, whatever it is. The project name, we save it with the name, with the project name, and the date and the revision, all that will be written in the name itself. So setup we are not using much. Next we have geometry. So under geometry, we have to give the coordinates. We have to give the coordinates of the structure to make it. For example, here, this coordinate is 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Coordinate of next point is 6, 0, 0. Coordinate of the last point is 11, 0, 0. So you can enter the coordinates and make the structure here. But again, this is not practically feasible. So what we do is we just go to file, click on import. Any bigger projects we import it from AutoCAD. We will not sit and put the coordinates and make the structure. So it's not possible. So this geometry option is not used much. So first setup, under setup job details, as I said, we are not using it much. Next geometry, again it is not used much. Then we have general. General is the place where we work. Most of our work, around 80 to 90% job is done under general. So under general, the first option what we have is property. So under property, you'll have to define the sizes of the beam. That is a cross section. So let's see what is the sizes we have. The beam size is 200 into 600, and this beam is of size 200 into 450. So here click on define, go to rectangle. The beam depth is 0.6 and the width of the beam is 0.2. So you have to be careful here. Remember, YD is the depth and ZD is the width. Material by default it will take concrete. Click on add, close. Again click on define, rectangle. So the next beam depth is 450 and the width is 0.2. So I'm writing 0.2. Click on add and close. Now take this 0.6, select this beam and give assign to the selected beams. And yes. Again second property, second beam, assign to the selected beams. So we have assigned both the properties now. So under general, the first option what we had was property. Under property we have clicked on define and we have selected a rectangle and we have defined the properties, add and close. So both the properties we have assigned. After properties we have specification. Specification will be used for moment release. See, in case of building secondary beams, so the secondary beams has to be released. So for that purpose, we'll be using this moment release command, but here we don't have any secondary beams, so let's not worry about it. We'll come to it later. Then we have supports. Under general, first property, next specification, then supports. Under supports, you'll have to click on create, fixed, add. Take this fixed option, select this beam and give assign to selected nodes. Again click on create, next pin. Pin is your simple support. Click on add. Take this pin, you can select the points where you have pin supports and give assign to the selected node. So assign pin joints. So under supports, we have given one fixed support and two pin joints. After that you have to go to loading. So under loading we have three options here. First is this definition. So when you have you'll have to define you have to define the loads first. That is, you need to give the equations for them. We'll come to this part later when we are defining earthquake loads and wind loads. Now this load case details is directly when you know the load and you have to directly apply, then you can go to load case details and apply the loads directly. Select load case details, click on add, and here you have to select dead, and here you write the heading as dead load. Click on add, close. Take this dead load, click on add, select member load. Okay, before that let's select dead load, click on add, go to self weight first. The self weight is the self weight of the structure. Now the building or the beam or the column will have its own weight. So that comes under self weight. So direction Y, the weight always acts in Y direction, and factor -1 indicates that it is acting downwards. If you write it here +1, then the load will act upwards. But the self weight is acting downwards. That's why we need to put a negative sign there. Click on add, close. Now take the self weight, give assign to view to the entire structure. So we have assigned it. Again select dead load, click on add, and here we have member load. See, in STAT, beams and columns, they are known as members. So load on them will be known as member load. So we are going to member load. Under member load first is uniform load. Now we have a UDL here. So this comes under member load and under uniform load. So the intensity is 10 kilonewtons. So here you need to write 10 kilonewtons, right? Minus 10 kilonewton. And D1, D2, D3 for UDL, you need to just leave it as it is 0, 0, 0. If it is 0, 0, 0, it will apply on the entire length of the beam. But if you want the load to be applied only on certain portion, then you have to give D1 from where the load is starting, D2 where the load is going to end, and D3 if it has any eccentricities, that is, if the load is not acting on the center line of the beam, then D3 will come into picture. If not, it will not come. So D1 is from where the load starts, D2 where the load ends, D3 is eccentricity. In most of our cases, the UDL will be on the entire length of the beam. So in that case, you don't have to enter anything, just give it 0, 0, 0. It will come on the entire length of the beam. So minus 10, the reason why we are putting minus is because to indicate it is acting downwards. Direction global Y. Click on add, close. Now take this minus 10, select the beam, assign to the selected beams. And again go to dead load. Again select dead load, click on add, member load, and then let's go to concentrated load. For point loads and all, you have to go to concentrated load. So here the next value for the concentrated load what we have is 50 kilonewton. So I'm going to write minus 50 kilonewton. So D1 is at what distance the load is acting. So let's see at what distance the load is acting. The load is acting at a distance of 3 meters from the starting of the beam. So D1 is 3. D2 is again eccentricity. If the load is not acting on the center line, then we'll give D2, how far it is from the center. Since it is acting on the center line, no need to give anything. Click on add, close. Take this, select the beam, give assign to the selected beams. So for self weight, we have given assign to view because we wanted it to be applied on the entire structure. Then for UDL, we selected that UDL, we had selected one beam and we had given assign to selected beams. And for concentrated load also, we have selected this beam, assigned to selected beams. After we have done the loads, let's go to material. So under material, we'll select concrete. Anyway, concrete is assigned by default. You can give it one more time. Select concrete, assign to view, and click on yes. So under general, we have completed all this. Now go to analysis, select perform analysis and click on add. If you don't give this command and try to run the analysis directly, it will not run. So you have to give perform analysis before running the analysis. Click on add, close. Then go to analyze, run. Then click on done. Now if you want to see the BMD, then click on this MZ. Got a bending moment diagram. If you want to see the shear force value, click on F5. Get the shear force value. And to see the values, go to post processing, click on OK. So under modeling, we are making the structure. Under post processing, we are seeing the results. Go to post processing and you can go to beam, graph. So post processing, beam, graph. And if you select the beam, it will show bending moment diagram for that particular beam, shear force diagram and axial force. Same way, if you select this, you get a bending moment diagram and shear force diagram. If you want to see the diagram, click on MZ for bending moment. For shear force, FY. So this is how STAAD works. So we have completed the first problem. This particular problem we have completed.